The night before our wedding, Maya Miles sent a message to every guest saying, "The bride's family is paying for nothing." Classless, right? I found out just hours before walking down the aisle. My husband said, "It's done. Let's not start a war." So I walked down that aisle with quiet rage. 4 years later, I hosted a charity gala, fully funded by me. She asked if she could sit at the family table. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You'll need a sponsor for that." I got the message around 11:30 p.m. I was in my hotel room with my mom, my cousin Erin, and my best friend Mariah. We were finishing up the last-minute prep for my wedding. I had my dress hanging from the door. The steamer was going in the corner. My mom was sewing a button on the back of my cousin's dress, while Mariah was painting her nails. We were laughing, talking about how I met Michael and how wild it was that we were finally getting married. Everything was ready. Then my phone buzzed. I almost didn't check it. I was tired and trying to enjoy the last peaceful moment before the chaos of the next day. But then I saw it was from Erin's older sister, Jen. She had sent a screenshot. It was a mass text. My future mother-in-law, Sharon, had sent it to what looked like everyone on our guest list. I scanned it once, confused. Then again. My stomach dropped. Just to clarify for everyone asking, no, the bride's family is not contributing anything financially to the wedding. Kind of classless, right? We raised our son better than that. I stood up so fast the chair almost tipped over. My heart was pounding. I stared at the screen, not even believing what I was reading. My mom saw my face. "What's wrong?" I handed her the phone. She read it once, then again, her eyes going wide. She didn't say anything. She just stood up and left the room. I followed her into the hallway. She was crying but trying to hide it. This woman, Sharon, had just dragged my parents in front of every guest. Everyone we knew. Friends, family, co-workers. All of them. She made it seem like we were freeloaders. What she didn't say in that message was that she told us she wanted to pay for the wedding. Said it was her gift to her only son. My parents offered, many times, to help. Sharon said no every time. But I guess that was just for show. She always looked down on us. From the beginning, I felt it, like we weren't good enough for her world. She made comments, little jabs here and there. Like once at brunch, she said, "You'll have to teach your family the difference between champagne and sparkling wine before the wedding." Another time, she said, "You'll need some elocution lessons before you give your vows, just so everyone can understand you." That kind of stuff. Michael always brushed it off. "She's just old school," he'd say. "Ignore her. She's harmless." I showed him the screenshot that night. He stared at it for a long time. Then he sighed, rubbed his face, and said, "It's done. Let's not start a war. I'll talk to her after the wedding." Talk to her? After? I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I just sat on the bed and stared at the floor while he went to sleep. But inside I was boiling. I knew exactly what she was doing. She waited until the night before the wedding because she knew we wouldn't cancel. She knew we wouldn't make a scene. She wanted to humiliate us without consequences. So I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I got up the next morning, did my hair and makeup, put on my dress, and walked down that aisle with pure, quiet rage in my chest. For years past, I never forgot what she did. Not once. Michael and I moved to Atlanta about 6 months after we got married. I started a business doing small event planning, birthdays, showers, corporate mixers. He worked in real estate. Business was slow at first, but I hustled. I treated every client like royalty, took night classes on marketing, and even learned graphic design, so I could make my own materials. After a year, we were booked solid. By the end of year 2, I had a small team. By year 3, I was organizing full-scale corporate galas and fundraisers for clients who had 7-figure budgets. I also started my own nonprofit. Nothing huge, just something small to give back. We helped fund education programs for young women looking to start businesses. I was passionate about it. Then came year 4. I decided I was going to host my own charity gala. No client, no sponsor, Just me, my company, and my foundation. I funded it 100%, rented out a private hall at the High Museum, custom floral installations, Michelin-starred chef, press coverage, real crystal on the tables. I wanted to show people what I could do. And I wanted to show her. I invited my whole family. My parents, my aunts and uncles, my cousins, everyone. And yes, I invited Sharon. Because I wanted her to see it. I made it very clear in all communications that this event was proudly sponsored and produced by Nicole Green Events. My name was everywhere. The program, the signage, even the cocktails had names inspired by my business journey. The night of the gala, I wore a deep red floor-length dress. No sleeves, no frills. Just clean lines and power. Sharon arrived late. She came in wearing a gold sequin gown and acting like she was the queen. She walked right up to the staff at check-in and said, "I'll be sitting at the family table." One of my assistants came to find me. She looked nervous. "There's a woman here who says she's your mother-in-law. She's asking about the family table." I nodded. "I'll handle it."
I walked over, kom, smiling.
"Sharon," I said, like I was greeting someone I hadn't seen in years. She smiled back. "Darling, I'll go ahead and find my seat. I assume I'm with the family." I looked her straight in the eye. "You'll need a sponsor for that." Her smile dropped. "Excuse me?" I repeated it. "You'll need a sponsor to sit at the family table. It's reserved for people who supported me." "I'm your husband's mother," she said sharply. I nodded.
Yes.
"And I'm the woman you humiliated in front of hundreds of people the night before my wedding. This table is for people who lifted me up." She opened her mouth, then closed it. Her face turned red. I didn't yell. I didn't make a scene. I just pointed to a table near the back. "You can sit there. Enjoy the food." And I walked away. For the rest of the night, she sat there, quiet, watching me work the room, watching people praise me, watching my parents beam with pride. It felt right. But Sharon wasn't done. The next morning, I woke up to a voicemail from Michael. He was staying at his mom's house that weekend with our daughter. The message was short. "We need to talk. She's furious. She's saying she's going to take it to the family. She's threatening to tell people things. I don't know, Nicole. Just call me back." I played that message over and over again. And I knew something was coming. Something bigger. And I was ready for it. The voicemail haunted me all morning. I didn't call Michael back right away. I needed time to think. Sharon was threatening to tell people things. What things? I had nothing to hide. But with her, it didn't matter what was true.
She didn't need facts.
All she needed was attention, and someone willing to believe her. I got dressed and headed into my office. I tried to stay focused on thank you emails and donation follow-ups from the gala, but my mind kept drifting back to that voicemail. Around noon, Michael called again. This time, I answered. His voice was tense. "She's serious, Nick. She's saying she's going to tell my extended family that you lied about the business being self-funded, that you used shady money, that you're trying to cut her out of her granddaughter's life." I sat there, stunned. What the hell is she talking about? She says you humiliated her in public, that you've been turning me and our daughter against her, that this gala was some kind of revenge. I didn't even try to deny it. It was revenge, Michael. You know that. You were there. She deserved it. There was a pause on the line. Then he said, "I don't disagree. But this isn't going away. She's already calling my aunts, saying she wants a family intervention." I laughed, bitter. "A what?" "She's painting you as unstable, vindictive. She says you've been controlling me for years." I felt the blood drain from my face. Michael sounded tired. "She's asking for full visitation rights. Says she's worried you'll poison our daughter against her." That's when I realized something. This wasn't just about a table at a gala. Sharon was going to war, and she was starting with my family. 2 days later, the rumor started. I got a call from one of Michael's cousins, Carrie. She sounded awkward. "Hey, Nicole, I hate to ask, but did you really get a loan from a man in New York to start your business?" Sharon's saying you had a relationship with him. I nearly dropped the phone. No, I said, keeping my voice calm. That's a lie. Oh, okay, Carrie said quickly. I figured. Just Sharon's been calling people. I thought you should know. I hung up and sat there in silence. It was worse than I thought. Sharon wasn't just telling people I excluded her from the family table. She was inventing lies to ruin my name. She was trying to destroy my business. That night, I sat down with Michael. We didn't argue. We just talked. Calmly. Honestly. I need you to make a choice, I told him. This is your mother. But this is our life. Our daughter. Our future. She's not just attacking me anymore. He rubbed his face. She's always been like this. She does something awful, then cries and acts like the victim. Right, I said. And we've all let her get away with it.
He looked at me.
What are you going to do? I looked him right in the eye. I'm going to end this. The right way. No screaming. No lies. I'm going to show everyone exactly who she is. I started collecting everything. Texts, emails, voicemails, photos, even notes my staff took when she showed up at the gala and tried to demand her seat. Then I reached out to a lawyer. Not to sue yet, but to understand my rights, especially around her threats of visitation or legal action regarding our daughter. Next, I set up a meeting with my PR consultant. I'd hired her years ago to help with branding, but this was different. I needed a strategy. We crafted a public letter, professional, calm, and clear. I didn't name names. I didn't accuse. I simply laid out the facts. I posted it on my company blog, then shared it on my business socials. The letter explained how my company was funded, how I built it from scratch, and how I supported my family without outside help. It ended with this. I've been proud to work hard, stand tall, and take the high road. But I will not be silent when lies are spread to hurt the people I love and the legacy I've built. My story speaks for itself. Within a day, the letter blew up. Not viral, but enough that every person Sharon had contacted saw it. And suddenly, the calls stopped. Well, most of them. One of Michael's uncles reached out to say, "We've always known what Sharon was like. Don't let her get to you." That helped. But Sharon? She didn't back down. A week later, I got a letter. Handwritten. No return address. Inside was a single line. "You might have your moment now, but I will always be the mother of your husband and the grandmother of your child." Underneath, a newspaper clipping from a gala article. She had circled her face in one of the background photos with red ink. And then, she sent the same letter to my parents. My dad called me that night. His voice was shaking with anger. "That woman is unhinged. She's getting desperate," I said quietly. "And desperate people are dangerous." I knew then that the next move had to be mine. And it had to be big. I didn't sleep much after that letter. For days, I kept it in a drawer. I'd open it sometimes, read it again, stare at that red circle she drew around her face in the photo. It was like she wanted to remind me, no matter what I built,